Now we'll call to the stage for the welcome, City of Atlanta Senior Technology Advisor, Mr. Donnie Beamer. Can you go on the stage?
Oh, sure. Well, blessings on blessings on blessings. Thank you all for being here. Is anyone not from Atlanta? Anybody from out of town? All right, well, thank you for the journey, and I hope your time here exceeds your expectations. And so I'll tell you a little bit about what I do, who I am, and then talk a little bit about entrepreneurship and community. And so I've known Candace since Georgia Tech. We were students together, so we have this trauma bond, because we endured some of the things that you've heard talked about on traversing this space. And so glad you were able to find it. I know it wasn't easy, and the campus is even better than it was when we were last year. But I serve the City of Atlanta and Mayor Dickens and you all as his Senior Technology Advisor. And what we want Atlanta to be is a top 5 tech hub. So if you wanted to start a company, instead of going to San Francisco, LA, or New York, you can do it here. And so there's 2 dimensions to my job. The first, I work with our departments, all 29, so watershed, the airport, public works, to find technology solutions to help them be more effective. And so you want water, and so we're working on AI solutions to make sure we don't have another incident like we did a couple of weeks back. So one of the things I learned through that is every 2 minutes in America, a water main breaks. So it's not an isolated incident. 2 at one time, it's pretty bad. We've got aging infrastructure, and not to go on a tangent around that, but just know that we're doing all that we can to improve your experience here in the city through the use of technology. The other side of that is we want the tech that we use to be built in Atlanta. So whatever we can do to give you access to the talent, capital, customers, those 3 really things that are the lifeblood of industry. We want to increase the accessibility and quality of those things. So we've got programs that we started that help prevent you from needing to move to a different state to find funding, or build the workforce that will, fill your teams. And one of the important things is to start really early. So we're working with K-12 and APS and in our parks and rec centers to build programming that gets kids excited about careers in tech. And so ran that in ATDC right off of campus, and then joined Cox, built a vehicle tracking telematics platform for them. So I've had an entrepreneurial journey. My hair journey ended a long time ago, so I can't speak much about that, but I'll mention one to talk about entrepreneurship. So there's something special about Candace and you all, anyone in this room that's decided to pursue entrepreneurship, because it takes a special combination of arrogance and ignorance. It's going to sound negative, but here's why, right? The ignorance, because if you knew how hard it was, you probably wouldn't do it. But the arrogance comes about because despite what you've seen and what you've heard and what you know to be true, you think it'll be different for you. And I will say that perseverance and arrogance, in a way, is why we're here today to celebrate this 10-year overnight success. Because many of you just joined this journey very recently, and you don't know about the pivots and the long nights and the lonely thing that can be entrepreneurship. So I applaud you for taking the risk and pushing yourself and being here. Because the other part I mentioned, community, is going to be so critical to that journey, to find people that will be your shoulder to cry on, that'll pick you up when you fall, because it's a really lonely and dark place sometimes. And so the hard part is there are going to be folks that you go to for money, for support, and they don't understand you. So you have to find your tribe. And that's why it's so great to have these purpose-built convenings like this. Because, you'll talk to folks, and they're not like us. And you get that because, when I went to work talking about Kendrick Lamar and Drake, a lot of people just didn't know, but that was the biggest thing in some communities. Or Risa Tisa, all these things that may light up your life and your group chats. And so it's important to find investors. And the reason we need you all to be successful is so that you can pay it forward and have a community that will enable other young people to come and pursue entrepreneurship and technology creation here in Atlanta. So thank you for your time. I'd love to share more about what we're doing, but I've only had a few minutes on this agenda to greet you. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day.